You collected data on the stopping distances for the number of different types of cars. They found that the brand's stopping distance could be modeled by this equation, where y is the stopping feet and x is the speed of the car in miles per hour. If a car required 100 feet to stop, what is the approximate speed just before beginning to brake? So this 100 is with stopping. And it says up here, y is stopping distance. So again, the easiest way to solve this would be to do insolve and replace y with 100. And you could type that straight up like that into the calculator. And it'll spit out the answer. But we're going to do it the other way, and then we'll check our answer at the calculator. So how I would solve it by hand is I would set this up. And again, you could also graph this. So you have two equations, or you have one equation on either side of the equal sign. You just do the left side as F1, and this is F2. And you could solve it that way as well. But I'm going to solve it by hand. So the first thing I would do is I'm going to simplify all these values by dividing by 0.5. If I divided all this by 0.5, and now this one by 0.05. Okay, so this part might be a little bit trickier for some to figure out. I think that's going to be 500, but let's just check real quick. We're going to go to calculator, and we're going to say 100 divided by 0.05. Oh, I'm sorry, that's 2,000. I'm glad I typed that in. So we have 2,000 over here equals x squared plus, this would be 2x, and this would be 100. It goes into that. 100. And now to solve this, I would move over the 2,000 and set it equal to 0, because anytime you want to solve something with power 2 or greater, you set it equal to 0, and when we factor. So now I have x squared plus 2x minus 1900. And so I'll do x method. Now these values might be a little bit trickier. So we're looking for vectors of negative 1900, because that's a times c over the b value of 2. And so the easiest numbers, let me just think about this for a second. Well, as I'm sitting here thinking, that it is kind of difficult. Let me try, you can also use the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And so when we plug in our values here, I would have negative 2 plus or minus, because this is my a here, here's my b, this is my c, plus or minus square root of 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 1900 all over 2 times 1. And this would simplify to be negative 2 plus or minus square root of 4 plus, this would become 7600 all over 2. So let's go to the calculator and see what 7,604 square root of that is. So, and I'm going to make sure real quick, I had basically 4 times 1900. Yeah, that is that number. Okay, so we would take the square root of 7604 once we add the 4, and so that's 87.2. So I'm going to say here that is negative 2 plus or minus, I'm going over here, and I've already forgotten the number. What was it? 87.2 all over 2. Now we have to be going a positive speed, so we're going to add the 87.2. The negative would become an extraneous answer, so I'm going to take that away. So it looks like it's going to be 85.2 divided by 2. And so let's see here, 85.2 divided by 2, Means our answer is 42.6. Now let's check with the calculator and make sure we get 42.6. So I'm going to go to the very top and just end solve like I told you was the easiest way from the get-go. So menu 3, 1, it was 100 equals 0.05x squared plus 0.10x plus, I forget what the value was. Let's go 5.0. And then we do comma x, hit enter, and we get 42.6, same exact thing. So that would be our answer. Rounded to the nearest tenth would be 42.6.